It's your boy DK_typical DV, and today we're going to be working with Aruduino Uno LAB3. The materials we're going to be using today is an Arduino breadboard, various wires and jumpers, and RGB LED, standard LEDs, and multiple 220 ohm resistors. Exercise 3-4 LED light transition program. This program we're going to be essentially making the LED, the RGB LED, transition to multiple colors. We're going to have it go from red to purple to white to yellow to cayenne, which is like a bluish green, and then to green, and then off, and then repeat. So as you can see from this, obviously the program's working. So the way this LED is able to do that is because it has 4 legs. I'm not sure if you can see it right now, but it has 4 legs. One leg is red, one is ground, one is green, and the last one is blue. So the left leg is red, the longest one is ground, the second longest one is green, and the one on the right next to green is blue. Now, in order to get this light to go to different colors, and as you can see it go and transition in multiple colors, we had to make a program, which you'll see later on. Now, in order for this program, we programmed each leg to be on a certain pin on the Arduino within the digital part. So we have a wire going from the right leg, or from the board, that is horizontal with the red wire to 9. Then we have ground obviously going to negative, and then the negative going to ground on the opposite side of the power of the Arduino. Now, and then we have the green wire going to 10 on the digital side, and then we have blue going to pin 11 on the digital side. Now when you check out the program, you're able to see what programs I have on and off when you look at the program. Now, in order for, obviously the power to go to be evenly distributed to LED, we had to use 220 ohm resistors in series with the pins and wires to the LED, so not too much power is going to LED and will blow it out. So that's why you see 3 220 ohm resistors being placed so close to the LED, the RGB LED. Now this is the code used for the Arduino for the transition program, the RGB transition program. Now, as you can see up top, we have red, blue, and green all set to a certain pin on the Arduino on the digital side of the Arduino. And then following that, each section of code has a code line that turns either the red, green, and blue on and off depending on what color, as described at the top of the code of each code is the description of what color is to be seen, and then following has whether red, blue, or green are on and off to give it that color. And on to the next one. And the next exercise we're going to be working with is exercise 3-5, the NightRider. This was a good, fun program in my opinion. It's really tedious, but it all makes sense when you really look at it. It's actually a fun program to really do and work. And as you can see, this is the NightRider. So the objective of this was to get the lights to go on from left to right, and essentially like the NightRider. It's pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty good exercise. Really look at the code, and as far as setting up this Arduino and whatnot. It was pretty fun. So what I had to use was 6 LEDs, 6 220 ohm resistors, obviously the Arduino, the breadboard, and 6 jumper wires, and 1 for ground, obviously. So being that standard LEDs have a negative and positive side, we had the negative side go through the 22 ohm resistors and go through that, and then it goes to the LED, and then the wire goes from the positive side of LED to a pin, or essentially a pin location, which is digital on the Arduino. I don't know if you're able to see it, but you can see it. We went from 2 to 7, I believe. Yeah, we went from 2 to 7 because we only use 6 LEDs. So each pin was set to a certain LED, and then when you look in the program later on, you'll see the pins are set for the outputs, and then we have whether they're on or off, and how that code is structured in order to turn the LED on and off, and so on and so forth. But as you can see, when you look closely, so the ground goes to the negative. Then we had the 220 ohm resistors go from the negative to horizontal to the negative side of the LED, which is in the breadboard. And then as you also can see, the wire is going from the positive side to the pin location on the Arduino. And then when we get a chance to look at the program, you'll see that it's a very simple program. It wasn't too bad. We use 2 for loops, and that was essentially it. The code, as you can obviously see that each pin was set to an output, which is on the Arduino. And when you look down into the for loop, you see there is essentially a criteria that needs to suit the code in order for it to run what it needs.